Good afternoon, and I welcome you, students. What we are discussing is life processes. And in the life processes, we have discussed, students, what is the we have discussed what is nutrition, what is autotrophic nutrition, what is heterotrophic nutrition, and we have also discussed with you what is respiration. Before we proceed further, students, we have some questions which we want to discuss. So, the questions are on the screen, students. So we want to know the answers of these questions before we proceed further. First question is on the screen, student. Question number 1. What are the differences between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition, students? You have 1 minute to answer the question. What is the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition? What is the difference, student? What is the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition? What is autotrophic? When the organisms, what organism, student? When the organisms like green plants, organisms like green plants, ठीक है, prepare their own food. They prepare their own food. How they prepare their own food, students? How they prepare their own food? They use carbon dioxide, they use water, and what happens, students? Chlorophyll and sunlight. So they are able to prepare their own food. What do we call this process as? What is this process, students? What is the name of this process, students? And you know what is happening? This process is called photosynthesis. Is it clear? Tell me yes or no, students.
Yes, sir.
So autotrophic are those which can prepare their own food. And you know, green plants, they can prepare. Sun energy is available from the source of the sun energy they prepare. And what are heterotrophic nutrition? When organisms cannot prepare their own food, student, organisms which cannot prepare, which cannot prepare their own food, then what will they do, student? And depend on others for their food. So they will depend on, they depend on others for their food. They are called heterotrophs. You know, animals, human beings, the animals, human beings, they cannot prepare their food, students. They are dependent on the autotrophs, fungi. So they will take food from where? Where are you taking food from? From outside. What food you are eating? You are eating fruits, vegetables, whatever food you are eating, or even if you are a meat eater, you know, you are dependent on, you are not able to prepare your own food, students. So they are heterotrophs. So this is the difference. We will note down each and every point, student, because in the exam they will ask questions. You have a pen, you have a pencil, you have a paper, you have colored pens. Keep on noting each and every point, students. Question answer is very important. Every chapter we discuss, we try to discuss questions and answers so that we know how much we have learned. And this is also a good revision for the course which we do, students. After you are done with, I will proceed the next question, students. Can I proceed to the next question, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, students. Question number 2 is on the screen, student. Where do plants get each of the raw materials required for photosynthesis? You will get 1 minute to 2 minutes to answer the question. After that, I will answer the question, students. What are the raw materials, student? Write down on your notebook what are the raw materials and answer the question, students. Where the plants will get these raw materials? What is the raw materials which are required for photosynthesis? You already have seen carbon dioxide is required, water is required, chlorophyll, sunlight, these are the raw materials. So where are they getting these from? Carbon dioxide is coming from where, student?
Sir, air.
Atmosphere. You have an atmosphere, student. Atmosphere, which you are saying is air. So air has carbon dioxide, and from through what they get through, we have told you in plants what we have shown, student. What is that? Stomata, we have shown it in the plant, student. They will take carbon dioxide. What else? Water. Where the water is coming from in the plant, student? Where they get? You are watering your plants, you are giving water to your plant, student. So from the soil, the soil has water, student. Okay? Through the roots, through the roots, what happens then? Root will absorb this water and then transport to leaves. They transport to leaves, student. Transport to leaves. Okay. Then what else is there? Sunlight or sun energy is coming from the sun. What else is there, student? There is a chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll, student? Is a green pigment where it is present in the leaf. Okay. So these are the raw materials which are required for photosynthesis, where it is coming from, students. So questions can be asked in the paper. Note down each and every point. You will note down each and every point. Important chapter, important questions are coming, students. Next question. Question number 3, student. What is the role of acid in our stomach, student? You know which acid is produced in your stomach, student? You are saying hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is produced in the stomach. Produced in the stomach, students. What is the function of this? You have 1 to 2 minutes. What is the function of hydrochloric acid in the stomach? What acid does? It makes acidic medium in the stomach. So what will happen then? This activates, what it activates, students? Pepsin enzyme. Pepsin enzyme, student. What is pepsin enzyme? Which is required, student, for the digestion of the food. ठीक है? Which is necessary. So what is the function of pepsin enzyme? This is an enzyme which is required for the digestion of the food. Anything else? What it does, student? There are germs in the food, student. They are killed. It kills germs present in the food. So in the previous lecture, we have shown you how the food is digested when you are eating the food, how it goes from stomach, student. We have large and small intestines and how everything is happening inside it. So hydrochloric acid is produced because of the reasons these enzymes become active and they help in breakdown of the larger particles into smaller particles. Whatever food you are eating is complex. It is broken down into simpler sugar molecules like glucose. Next question number 4, student. What is the function of digestive enzymes? You have 1 to 2 minutes to answer the question, students. What is the function of digestive enzymes, students? What the digestive enzymes do? What is your answer, students? The food which you are eating, food you are eating, student. ठीक है? They are complex compounds or substances. Complex substances. Then what you have to do? We need to break. We need to break, student. What we need is to break these complex molecules. These complex molecules, students. We need to break these complex molecules into simpler, smaller molecules. These are sugar molecules, student. ठीक है, into molecules so that they can be absorbed. So that they can be absorbed. Where they are absorbed, students? They can be absorbed by the walls of small intestine. Small intestine. They can be absorbed by the walls of the small intestine. And digestive enzymes help. They help in breaking down complex molecules. Complex molecules into smaller molecules, which can be easily digested. Note down everything, students. These are important questions. They will ask you in the paper, students. Questions are important. They will be asked in the paper. We are trying our best to solve each and every question which is given in the NCERT book. And in every lecture, we will decode each and every word of the book. Understand, learn, and be able to answer question. That is our objective. Have you noted down, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then we proceed further, students. Next question is coming. How is small intestine designed to absorb the digested food? The food is digested. There is a small intestine. How it is designed? What is the design of the small intestine, student? Because the food has to be absorbed, student. So how it will absorb the food, student? The small intestine, the small intestine is designed is designed to provide more and more area, more and more area for absorption of digested food, for the absorption of digested food and it into transfer it into where, and transfer it into the blood for circulation. What it will do? For circulation throughout the body. Throughout the body, student. What happens? You are having intestine, the food will be absorbed, and it has a area, it has a large surface area, it will absorb, student, the digested food, and then this has to reach each and every cell of the body, student. How? Through the blood. So blood circulates that throughout the body, student. The inner lining of the small intestine, the inner lining of small intestine, there is the inner lining in the small intestine, has large, what it has, has large number of finger like projections, large number of finger like, ठीक है, projections. What are they called? Villi. What are they called? Villi, students. They provide large surface area. They provide large surface area for the absorption of food. For the absorption of food, students. Important. The larger the surface area, the more absorption will take place. So the villi is their, student, which have finger-like projections. They have large surface area, so they can absorb more and more food. This is very important point, and this question has been put up many times, students, many times in the exams. You note down each and every answer. Important. Note down each and every question, each and every answer. Very, very important. All right. We are we have already discussed with you what is respiration, students, how the air which we are inhaling and how our lungs are working to get the carbon dioxide out, oxygen in, and what happens, what is the type of respiration, there are different methods of the breakdown of glucose by various pathways. We have already discussed that ATP is our currency of energy, which we have told you last time how everything works in the body, how the exchange of gases take place, and we have shown you how in our body, students, everything is working. There are terrestrial organisms and there are those which are living inside the water. And we last time told you our respiratory bronchi and the lungs. So all this we discussed last time, and some of the questions are coming, student, again on them. Questions are there on the screen, student, based on the respiration process which we discussed in the last lecture. Question number 1, student. What advantage over an aquatic organism? Aquatic organism. Does a terrestrial organisms have with regard to obtaining oxygen for respiration? You have 1 to 2 minutes to answer the question before I will take over. There are organisms which are living in water and there are those which are living in the territory. What is the advantage? What is the advantage? What advantage over an aquatic organism does a terrestrial organism have with regard to obtaining oxygen for respiration? Oxygen is required for the living organisms, whether they are in the sea or whether they are on the ground, student, where they are on the terrestrial. What is the advantage? You have 1 to 2 minutes to answer the question, students. If I consider, student, the terrestrial organism, the terrestrial organisms will take oxygen from where we are taking oxygen from the atmosphere, which is air, student. This is rich in oxygen, rich in oxygen. This is very rich in oxygen. ठीक है? Through respiratory, through respiratory organs. So what is the result of this? What is the result of human beings? We are human beings. Tell me, your breathing rate is more or less than the aquatic organisms? Because you have plenty of oxygen in the air. Air is how much percent air has oxygen? 18%. And air, this is quite a large amount of oxygen. So the breathing rate, our breathing rate, student, of human beings is much less than aquatic organism. Than aquatic organism. First point, student. Second, what we are trying to say, organisms that live in water, organisms that live in water use dissolved oxygen in water. Water has got oxygen, but very less amount is there because oxygen is dissolved in water. ठीक है? The concentration of dissolved oxygen in water is low. So what will happen? The amount of oxygen is low. Therefore, what will be the difference, student? Aquatic organisms, aquatic organisms have faster, much faster rate of breathing. So the organism that live in water use dissolved oxygen in water. The concentration of dissolved oxygen in water is low. Aquatic organisms have much faster rate of breathing. Important. Note down, students. Note down. Very important. Very important. Important question, student. Question answers are very important. They will be asked in the exam, student. Be careful. You should be able to answer each and every question. Very, very important. You can see that if you will observe, there is an activity also which is given in your NCRT book, in which it says, "Okay, observe the fish in aquarium." You what you find, whether the rate of breathing of fish is more or less than you. If you see in the tank in which you are keeping aquatic fish, tell me, there was an activity. The rate of breathing of fish is more or less than us. If you will observe it in the activity, students, as you can see, aquatic organisms have much faster rate of breathing because the dissolved oxygen is less in the water. And you know, as you are polluting the water, what will happen? The dissolved oxygen amount will become less. And what will be the end of this? The water will become polluted, then aquatic life will start dying. So that's a very serious danger to the aquatic life. You have seen in some places, as in the news and other, that some fish dying of the fish. You have seen some images of that in many places, in many beaches. You have seen dolphins. Found in one country, dolphins have died. What is the oil spill? There was some oil spilled in the sea. Did you see those things? Have you noted down these, students? All right, then we will proceed to the next question. Next question is coming, student. What are the different ways? What are the different ways in which glucose is oxidized to provide energy in the various organisms, students? Important, we have explained to you with a complete diagram, student. What is glucose? Glucose C6H12O6, student. This is your glucose. How many carbons are there? There are 6 carbons, student. And what happens? We said in cytoplasm. In cytoplasma, student. In cytoplasm. What happens? This will break down this one mole of glucose. If I consider 1 mole, it will give 2 moles of what we are saying, pyruvate or pyruvic acid, students, which has 3 carbon. There are 3 carbons plus energy, students. And further, student, what happens? to this. There are mechanisms which we have shown, student. In the presence of oxygen, student, what happens? You get carbon dioxide, you get water, student, and you get energy, student. That energy is stored in the form of ATP. Here you get more energy. What do you call this as? Aerobic. So this is a process, student, aerobic oxidation. What other is possible, student? Second, lack of oxygen. You know, when I told you athletes, regular exercisers, you are running too much, you will use oxygen at a faster rate, and oxygen is available at a lesser rate. It will take the oxygen from the blood, student. And what will happen in muscles, student? What will happen in muscles? MUCLE, students, you will get lactic energy, you will get lactic acid plus energy. This energy will be less than, this is the maximum energy you can get here. And lactic acid is there, energy is there. So this will cause cramps in your feet, student. You have seen athletes have got cramps because there is a deficiency of oxygen. More oxygen is being used and it is taken from the blood. Third, absence of oxygen. If there is no oxygen, what you get, student? Ethanol is an alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. Plus energy, student. So there will be two molecules of this ethanol. What is this process known as, students? This is will happen. There is an enzyme which we are saying yeast, student. What do you call this process, student? Tell me. What is the name of this process, students? What we called this as fermentation. Therefore, students, there are three paths, different ways. There are three ways we have shown, student. How many? Three ways by which glucose is oxidized to provide energy. The best is this one, aerobic. So where oxygen is there, you will get about 38 molecules of ATP, which is your currency for the energy, student, stored in the body. Here you will get less as compared to this, very less. So students, what are the processes, the breakdown, how it is happening, what we are saying? The first, glucose breaks down into pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon in the cytoplasm, student. This process yields 3-carbon molecule, which is called pyruvate, and pyruvate further breaks down in 3 different matters. What are the 3 different ways I discussed, student? Anaerobic respiration, students. We told you anaerobic respiration. This takes place in the absence of oxygen. Absence of oxygen. First process. This is our, you can see absence of oxygen, student. Absence of oxygen. Okay? Here, this is the first one. You can see there is no oxygen here, student. Absence of oxygen. The yeast during the fermentation. What is happening? Fermentation, students. Very, very important question for the exam, I am telling you. You will note down each and every word. Any part of this can be asked in the paper. And it was asked also. 3 pathways by which this can happen, students. The breakdown of pyruvate, student, pyruvate takes place in 3 different ways by the organisms. So when absent, oxygen is absent, fermentation, in which we are saying pyruvate is converted into what it is converted into. Ethanol is an alcohol, student, you know, it is an alcohol, and carbon dioxide and energy. This energy is less as compared to the other ones we will tell you. This is the first thing. Second process, student, what I am saying, this was the first one. Aerobic respiration, this is very important. We have discussed this in detail. What happens in aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen gas. So this is the, I'm putting it number 2. This is my number 2, student, this process. So this is aerobic respiration, student. This gives rise to, this produces, student, what it produces, student, 3 molecules of carbon dioxide, ठीक है, water and energy. So this releases more energy than others, which is gets stored in the form of ATP. We have already told you adenotriphosphate, student. Very important, because this provides there's a storage system inside the body's internal energy. This is internal energy which we have, students, ATP. What is the third possibility, students? We are saying lack of oxygen. What do you mean by lack of oxygen, student? There's a deficiency of oxygen. Why there is a deficiency of oxygen? As I said, student, that if you are doing some exercise, you are running, or you are doing some swimming or anything, these athletes, student, are those players, student. What happens when you play some games, when you run long distances, you use more oxygen, student, okay? You do some vigorous activity, students, okay? So what will happen? You use more oxygen than available from air. Then this will cause, student, deficiency of oxygen or lack of oxygen in the muscles. And in such cases, pyruvate is converted into lactic acid. Pyruvate, this is your pyruvate molecules, which is these 2 moles of pyruvate which were obtained from glucose pyruvate. They are converted, student, into lactic acid. Lactic acid, which contains 3 carbon, students, lactic acid and energy. And what it causes, student? The muscles, there will be cramps in the muscle. Formation of lactic acid. Formation of lactic acid in muscles causes cramp. This question was asked, student. Why there are cramps in the feet of that? You know, वो देखा पैर फट जाते हैं बहुत सारे क्रैम्प्स, तो ऑक्सीजन डेफिशिएंसी है. जो एथलीट्स होते हैं, दे फेस दिस प्रॉब्लम. So what they do, they wear some special type of shoes, and they may have to apply some creams or something, student, because they what is happening, formation of lactic acid, and that causes cramps, muscle cramps will be produced, student. So this is a very important point, student. There are three ways we have shown you, students. This is the third, lack of oxygen. I am putting this as three. Where is it? One, two, three. So lactic acid, the oxygen in the muscle become lack of oxygen, and this will cause cramps. This question was put up in this. Tell me, is it clear? This is a very important question. Is this question answer clear to you, students? This is what we are calling as a cellular respiration. Cellular, at the cell level, student, all this is happening. Note down, student, note down. Note down, then I will proceed further. Student, note down everything. Are you using colored pen, students? Yes or no? Tell me. Are you using? You are preparing your notes properly? Okay, students. We will proceed further then. Next question is coming on the screen, student. How is oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in human beings? Again, a very important question, student. You are inhaling air, air has oxygen, and you are exhaling carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide which you are exhaling needs taken by the plants for the process of photosynthesis. You are doing respiration, plants are doing photosynthesis in the morning. So how is oxygen transported in human beings? You have 2 minutes to answer the question, students. Transport of oxygen, students. ठीक है? In human beings. How it is happening? You will get 1 to 2 minutes, students, to answer the question. You know what is the respiratory? You have a respiratory pigment. In plants, you had chlorophyll, which was absorbing the sun energy. What you call, student? Hemoglobin. Where is hemoglobin, student? Which is present? HB. Where is HB present, student? Tell me. Inside your HB, you have got a blood tested. You know HB. What they say? HB important. Why HB is important, student? If the level of HB falls, what they call anemia. The respiratory pigment is hemoglobin. This is present in, where it is present in red blood cells. Red blood cells, students. It takes up oxygen from where? Where the oxygen it takes, student? It takes up oxygen from air. Okay? It takes up oxygen from air to the lungs. To the lungs, student. ठीक है, takes up oxygen from the air to the lungs. It carries oxygen. It carries oxygen, student. It carries oxygen to the tissues, to the tissues which are deficient in oxygen. In oxygen. Important. The red blood cell RBC, they have got HB, student. HB will combine with oxygen and will carry this. What is happening to the carbon dioxide, student? CO2. CO2 is soluble in, more soluble in water. You have plenty of water inside your body, students. So it is transported from body tissues. It is transported from body tissues, students. Body tissues, ठीक है? In the dissolved form. In the dissolved form. It is soluble in water. It will dissolve in water. In our blood plasma. In our blood plasma. There is a plasma in the blood. Blood plasma. ठीक है? To the lungs. It then is carried to the lung, student, where it diffuses. Where it diffuses, students, from blood to air. From blood to air in the lungs. In the lungs. So everything is happening in the lungs. Inhale, exhale. See, lungs are very important. And then expelled. And then expelled. ठीक है? Then expelled out through nostrils. Expelled through nostrils. ठीक है? You can see inhaling, exhale. You are inhaling, students, you are exhaling. Transport of oxygen is taking place, and oxygen inhale, exhaling your CO2. Blood is very important. Blood is very important. You can see hemoglobin of the blood, what we call as HB, and then blood plasma, student, and it diffuses from blood to air in the lungs. So lungs are inhaling, lungs are exhaling. This process is going on. So transport of oxygen, and this is B part, is transport of CO2, students, transport of CO2. Note down, students, note down. Very important, note down. देखो, we are solving all the questions so that in exam you can easily answer these questions. Very important, student, very important. Next question is on the screen, student. How are the lungs designed in human beings to maximize the area for exchange of gases? Now you can see in the lungs, there is exchange of gases taking place. Oxygen in, carbon dioxide out. Inhale, exhale. So what is happening, student? There is a air passage. Therefore, there has to be air passage, student. Path, how the air will enter, then it has to go. So what is happening, students? Lungs, very important. Now you can realize what is lungs are doing, student. Air passage lungs, there is a air passage, student, passage of the air. ठीक है? Air passage, which we call as a windpipe. There is a windpipe, divides into smaller tubes. Divides into smaller tubes, students, smaller tubes, called, what do you call them as? Bronchi. Bronchi, students, which form bronchioles, which form, what they form, student, what they call bronchioles. Bronchioles, student, bronchioles. The bronchioles terminate into balloon-like structure. Okay, I will put ABC. A. Second part, these bronchioles, student, what happens to them? They terminate student in balloon-like structures. In balloon-like structure. You know balloon, when air is put in the balloon, it, what happens? It expands. ठीक है? Balloon-like structures called, what do we call them as? Alveoli. ठीक है? What they do, student? The alveoli present in lungs provide maximum surface for exchange of gases. Alveoli, students, what it does, student? Alveoli, this present in lungs, provide, what they provide, student? Maximum surface for exchange of gases. For exchange of gases, students. It has very thin walls. Alveoli has very thin walls, students. ठीक है? And contain extensive network. There is a network, student. Extensive network of blood vessels. To facilitate exchange of gases. Exchange of gases, students. You can see the picture of this alveoli and the lungs in your NCERT book, students. That how there is a windpipe, air passage, smaller tubes, bronchioles into alveoli, and these are present in the lungs. They provide maximum surface for exchange of gases, and they have thin walls, student. They have thin walls to facilitate the exchange of gases. The exchange of gases has to take place, students, which they will do it. This ends up the first part of all the questions of the NCERT book, students. The topics which we covered, all the questions have been answered, and therefore we end up the lecture here. Any doubts, students?
No, sir.
All right, then we will meet you in the next class, students. Question answers are very important for every chapter. This will prepare you for full marks in the examinations. All right, then bye bye. I will see you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.